Where's the leak, ma'am?
Oh no, he's hot!
Oh no, I was muted the whole time. Rip. Usually, I check that before the stream. I said.
Good evening, Mr.
important.
Epic Bricks. I hope all is well, and I can't wait to see the new build.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a beach build finally, and I'm gonna do it in the expert world. I was thinking about just like slamming one out in creative, but I'm like, I have time. I'm not in a rush, I suppose. Yeah, how's it going, Stein? Abide guy, how are we doing? How are we doing? Do you know how to get the lighthouse set? It's only from the item shop, and they haven't put it back in the item shop in God knows how long. Oh my god, my UI is still gigantic. I was taking screenshots of items earlier for my thumbnail, and I needed the item. You can turn the UI up, which technically gets you like a higher res screenshot of the item. Okay, I'm not gonna be here for long. I was just recording. So this is the blaster cave, y'all. I found it yesterday, and we farmed a bunch of blast core. I'm not gonna be here, like I said, I'm not gonna be here long. Grab a couple, and then I'm gonna head back to the base. There's a few things I did want to farm before I got started on the build. Do a little bit of farming, and then start on the build, and then I'll probably, after I get started on the build later today, that's probably all I'll do for the next, like, week, but I will be making a full-length YouTube video for this guide. I know it's simple, like it's just a room, but I'm also going to include basic cave navigation, where to find it, how to farm it quickly, what weapon to use. So, like, I don't think it'll be a super long video, but we'll see. Yeah, I haven't used the beach stuff, like, at all. Like in any sort of creative village that I've done. It's been one of the ones I've ignored. And I figure I could use the lighthouse in that too. So we'll do some farming. I think I'm gonna get a buttload of obsidian. And then after that, we'll go hunting for a good location to build the village. I think because I think I'm gonna need the raspberries. I'm glad I farmed those up and stuff. Because I think I'm also gonna use the Fortnite Festival pieces as well. I think those will mix up very well. Like the lounge and those little, like, the little bars and stuff that they have, like in the arcade stuff. I think that'll go great. We'll whip something up. You know what? And why don't we... I don't need this vehicle here anymore. I don't think it has anything in it. So we should probably just take this back to the main base. Also, I got a tutorial up for this. We only got to go 7,000 meters, but once I get it back, it'll be back. But I don't really need it out here anymore because I've got the what's it called? Bus station. Yeah, but I was about to say, it was like, what, a couple months ago that I tried looking for it, and I looked in so many caves, and just nothing. And then I find it within the first couple of caves on this try, so I'm happy about that. Making a fishing... Oh, make a fishing dock? I've done one. I guess I could do a more updated one. I guess, you know what? If I go crazy like I usually do, why not? Let's include a fishing dock in the build as well. Like, there's no, like, you guys know me, I like combining themes and, you know, making it more than just one sol. Like, it's not just going to be blue and white for all the beach side. Like I said, I'm going to mix it up a bit. No, I really don't, like, with farming stuff, I don't, like, necessarily try to make it pretty, because usually with big stuff, you're worried about complexity and lag to begin with. Maybe one day when that's fixed, you won't have to, that won't be a factor. But generally, anything for farming purposes is just going to be for that. Yeah, what's going on, Divine? Oh, I need to check that. I meant to ask, I think I might have to change the category to, let me see though. I think I might have to change the category to regular Fortnite, but we'll see. If I go to, it's probably somewhere under the creator dashboard, I imagine, and then where would I find the drops? I know it's probably somewhere in here. Viewer rewards, drops, there it is. Where's the, I know there's the Fortnite one going on. Can I search? I haven't dropped, I do have enable drops, but I think I have to be playing Fortnite, and I don't know if that one's still going on or not. I think it is. I think it'd be more at the top of this list. I don't know if the Fortnite, I have them enabled, but I don't know if that one's still going on, and I don't know if I would have had to change my category for that one. Yes, Michael. LEGO Fortnite in the big 25. And for many more 20-something numbers to come. LEGO Fortnite 2030. Yeah, I should have, I think some of them are slapberries too. I should have all, like, I have a chest full of all of those. Get it, Zip. Get it, Zip. Why are you holding on the back? What do you mean? Oh, it's a visual glitch, unfortunately, that they've left in the game for God knows how long. And we're getting a small update tonight, but it is literally nothing to bat an eye about. It is a small addition to Brick Life, and then a very short list of non-mentionable bug fixes for Odyssey. Like, we're talking bug fixes that we didn't even know were a problem, but apparently they fixed. Which, good for fixing problems that are there, but like we are like suffocating for bug fixes on the things that, in my opinion, matter more, which is the things that are important and impact the players the most. You know, and maybe those are tougher fixes, but some transparency at the very least. Like, hey, we know it's been this long. Like, you know, like, again, you don't have to, like, trash on yourself, but, like, you know, this has been an ongoing problem with this, where it's a tougher problem than, you know, we initially thought even, blah, blah, whatever. Blah, at least give us an insight as to why something like this that a lot of players are unhappy with isn't moving faster, right? Just a little bit of transparency. I don't think that's asking a ton. Like, in the nicest way possible. Yo, Cody Monster got gifted by Modmaster Stein. Let's go. And also, I don't know if it was last night, right before I ended the stream or after I ended the stream, but huge shout out and thank you to Opsman for the tier 1 sub. I can't remember if I ended up shouting that one out or not, now that I'm looking at it on my feed from the other night. So if I missed that, my greatest apologies, and huge shout out, thank you. Like, it's kind of like before at the beginning of the game when we were like, could we get some at least transparency on, like, when to expect some new content? Like, it was a lot of just radio silence where we're like, if you tell us good content is 6 months out, we'll be patient for 6 months, but it's like when we don't have any idea and there's no light on the horizon of like that we can see, it just feels hopeless. You know, we want to feel a little bit like, you know, you don't have to spoil anything, but give us something to look forward to in a rough time period. You know, let's get a roadmap. A roadmap would be fantastic. Maybe they don't have everything stapled down, but at the same time, you don't have to, again, you don't have to give away specifics, but it would be more like, we're going to work on, because obviously, like, saying you're going to work on bugs is, like, that's great and all, but that's kind of a given in my opinion. So, thank you, Stein. You got me all, dude, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Who those go out to? We got Power Pantsy. I think that's at least the second or third time you've gotten a gifted sub. Play School, Izzy May, Golden Child, and Creedy. All congratulations, and thank you guys for being here, because if you weren't here, you wouldn't have got gifted. Yes, absolutely, W. Stein. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Transparency, in a way, but now I don't remember exactly where I was in that right. Well, it's not just Epic. LEGO is, like, co-involved on this project. Like, that's why I've done some ad deals directly with Epic for LEGO Fortnite, but I've also done ad deals for LEGO Fortnite for LEGO. And then also, like, when I got invited to Denmark by LEGO for the Storm King release, it's like, I don't know if they're, like, what the split is, but, like, they're both in it, and I wish at least from LEGO's end we could get some more, but I don't know how deep into which side of, like, if they're even in the development side at all, or if, like, I don't know what teams are where exactly, but I know they're coexisting in the game's existence. But I also, like, and I don't know if this has anything to do with this game, but I did, let me see if I can find the article. I'm lagging anyway. Let's read through this. I'll post it on the Discord too. Let's do that. Copy. I'm gonna post this article over to the Discord. But I'm gonna read it anyway while we fly another 2,000 meters. So it's the title is LEGO is going to make its own video games in-house from now on. Says it would almost rather overinvest. Article goes on to say the world's largest toy maker, LEGO, has told Financial Times that it intends to build its own video games in-house from now on. Company has heavily invested in digital infrastructure in recent years, obviously referring to LEGO Fortnite. LEGO and Sony invested $2 billion into Epic Games for this collaboration. By the way, this is separate from the article. Tripling the number of software engineers it employs since 2022, and aims to move away from outsourcing the brand to third-party studios. So in TT Games is what it was called, right? TT Studios? I can't remember what it stands for right now. But that's who made LEGO Star Wars, LEGO Indiana Jones, LEGO Harry Potter. I am lagging like crazy. LEGO outsources it to a third-party developer, and then I don't know who publishes or whatever, but basically that's how it's worked in the past. So far it seems like LEGO is looking to, in the future, all of their games are just going to be strictly made by them in-house. LEGO Chief Executive Niels Christensen, a happy man after a strong period of growth that's seen revenues hit $10 billion, says that doing digital stuff alongside the core physical toy business is a no-brainer. We can definitely say as long as we're under the LEGO brand, we can cover experiences for all kids of all ages, digital or physical. Is something, games development in-house is something we're building up. Are we already there? No. LEGO has most notably seen success with the various titles developed by Traveler's Tales. Oh, TT, Traveler's Tales. Okay, that's what it's called. Most recent being the Skywalker saga through other games such as LEGO Dimensions. It also seen much success with major video game tie-ins to core business of LEGO bricks, including the Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog sets. The brand remains undeniably box office and the brand remains undeniably box office and has enjoyed successful collaborations with the likes of Fortnite. It's a really, really, really long run-on sentence. Sorry, it's confusing me. It's got like a million commas. It's like a paragraph long. Can't tell where the thought begins and ends. I think the rest of it is just, oh, here's an actual quote. Christensen also told FT LEGO would not overreact to President Donald Trump's tariffs with the company shell. That's random other bullcrap. So, so basically, LEGO is also hype chest. Let's go. Thank you again, Stein. But yeah, LEGO's gonna start doing their games in-house apparently. I mean, the originals, what was it, the Skywalker, the Complete Saga? Pretty sure I ended up 100%ing that as a kid. I wouldn't, like, remember which one it was at this point. I played them, but they weren't, like, as big part of my childhood as they were some other people. I played a ton of different video games as a kid. One of them, I think the one, I don't think it was the Complete Saga, or the, I think it was like episode, I don't know, it was one of the ones for the PSP. The lag on top of the vehicle glitch is so annoying. My builds never work for the vehicles. Check out my tutorials. I've got tutorials for this, tutorials for that, I got tutorials all day. See, what I'm also afraid is that's just gonna go into the ground too. Okay, let's put some stuff away. I wish you got blast powder off of blasters too. Or something. There should be like also like we got an item recycler. I don't know if the recycler could do it, but an item converter where it's like certain items like you could transform blast core into like a bunch of blast powder or something like that. That'd be interesting. I don't feel like putting that stuff away, so I'm not going to. Oh yeah, I made an extra chest for this stuff. Did I start from scratch? What do you mean? On this build? Yeah, this is 100% like custom. Oh yeah, Luca, I do have a tutorial for that. Sorry, the YouTube chat moved pretty quickly today, faster than I thought it would. Actually, I've been getting, like yesterday, I think when I signed off, I had like 39 viewers on YouTube, so shout out to you guys. Thank you. The meat. What else? I just have too much stuff. Like you didn't. No, this is expert survival. On expert mode, even if you wanted to. So on expert mode, not only is it harder, but if you go to the settings on expert mode, the only thing you can change is friendly damage. And that's when you start the world or after you start the world. You cannot change these settings. So you are locked on with all the max difficulties, no matter what. And there's no item spawner, there's no flying, there's literally, you can't, even if you wanted to, you cannot turn it on. So in expert mode, if you notice, my hunger bar has spikes on it, and there's a skeleton with like purple glowing eyes over my hunger bar. That just indicates that a player is in an expert world. So in an expert world, Yes, all of this was all of these materials were farmed by hand. All of this stuff, you know, you could still use prefabs in expert, like that's not a big deal. But regardless, all of this is custom built. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about this. There we go. Duty. And I'm thinking beach. So we're gonna do for the build. I'm gonna do a little bit of farming first, but I'm thinking beachside boulevard mixed with Fortnite festival. And then someone wanted some fishing docks, so I probably won't use this aesthetic. I'll probably make them like the aesthetic of the docks look like beachside. But then I could also end up using like Lockheed's Lighthouse, and then just kind of using I think the white and blue will work well with these purple, yellow, and pink build pieces in some areas, so it'll add some more color other than just white and blue. Plus it kind of fits that fun aesthetic of like a summer beach party vibe where it's, you know, you got a little juice lounge and an arcade and beach houses and stuff all mixed in. Maybe use some of the put the main stage somewhere for like a beach, you know, like a spring break or summertime beach party kind of vibe, and then throw up a lighthouse out in the distance or something for ambiance and kind of go from there. Callie, that's something we've all been, like, wishing for the longest time. Because, dude, I have every build kit in the game. This is the list of plants. That's all of them. I have every single build kit since the game came out. Every single decor kit. Literally everything unlocked. This is
now
the plant. Isn't that like the biggest shame ever? Like, dude, that's like all people want. That's all I want for like it's the biggest part of like filling in those little gaps with a little more color, a little more detail, a little more depth. And there's like, and they're like all half of them are like yellow flowered plants. These ones are like light yellow. These ones are like dark orange with a little purple. These ones are actually red, so it's a little bit different. These are red, but they're like cherries, so they're not really like a flower per se. And then the rest of them are kind of, stop doing that. She's even like, she's breaking it down for me, man. Like, dude, she's really doing a jig like in my face. Get some tap shoes going. Like, jeez. Yeah, at least she left. Get out of here with that. Oh, now I'm frozen. Like, he wasn't. Oh, you came back! Stop it! So, I don't like this game anymore. Why is this my life? She's gonna keep doing it too. Watch, fucking like despawn in like 2 seconds. She leaves. Yep. Infinite loop. Get out of here! Stop it! Why? I can't even talk to her. It literally won't even let me talk to her. Dude, she's broken. I'm not dealing with this right now. I've got too much. No. I'm not doing it. We're not doing it, chat. I don't want to put that pie away. Don't even want it. Stop. Get away from me. I disown you. Comet, you're a chill looking villager, but you're like the Dana meter, you're getting closer. Yeah, I think like, hey, I can't give you an exact timeline, but my hope as a fan of the game would be like every 8 to 12 months, we get like a major Storm King boss, and then hopefully they can fill in the top, like, you know, some other medium to large size updates in between that aren't like boss centered. But yeah, I would hope that like the Storm King isn't the end all be all of the bosses in this game. Okay, so she is driving me nuts. I am gonna go bunkers. So we're just gonna take this and we're gonna go. And we're just gonna leave. And then hopefully.
Look how fast I am. Do you want to see it again? Ha ha!
Literally. I'm gonna go to that bus station and back. You want to see me do it again? Okay. Do I take that one? No, that one's broken. TikTok, not right now! It's reconnecting. I don't know. It's been doing that lately. It'll like intermittently disconnect, but it like obviously instantly reconnects. The desert is that way. So we're just the first thing, and I don't know if it's the only thing I'll do before I go look for a nice little desert, or not. I don't know if it'll be desert. It'll probably be a grasslands beach, most likely. But I am going to get some obsidian up the wazoo. Are drops enabled? They are enabled, but I don't think the Fortnite one's going anymore. And if it is, I didn't see it on the list when I pulled up the thingy. So it should pretty much just be everywhere. Oh, wait. We gotta go back. We gotta turn the ship around. I could use some grapplers. That'll make my land. Dude, come on. 30 feet to the left is where I get put. Please. Can't even see the ship. I'm behind it again. Move. Hey. Don't pick that up. Stop. Kind of the game physics. I don't know if it's like momentum, centripetal force, whatever it is. Like whenever these two pieces spin the opposite way, it kind of just turns the vehicle, and it works like even better on the floor too, because then it's kind of using the ground as leverage. But it's essentially just weird in-game physics. It's kind of like a helicopter that doesn't have a gyroscope or whatever it would be called. Like, because, you know, a helicopter blade is spinning, but the helicopter is holding still, right? There's like, I'm sure there's a mechanism in there to make sure that's happening in the engineering.
Thank you for your
Whereas, like, in this game, that mechanism is, like, absent. So when the propeller is spinning, instead of the propeller spinning and the vehicle staying stationary, there's no mechanism there to not transfer that momentum / energy into the like actual vehicle part. I don't know if that's explaining it right. I'm not an engineer or a scientist, but that sounds like roughly accurate. Did I already hit these? I'm getting more. Maybe I did farm some obsidian already, but I'm gonna get even more. Yo, the Sicario King, thank you for the resub. Welcome back, my dude. Just want to take her down right here. See, it does do damage to the bottom sometimes. I don't know why. It's just annoying weak parts. Wow, I broke all three of those. Sick. I think they just increased the range for the splash of the attack. jump attack. 'Cause remember they did a bug fix where it was like would make jump attacks like actually hit more when they look like they're supposed to. I think this is part of that. They just like extended the AoE range. Did I get all the stuff? Oh, a few more over there. Yeah, you gotta have balloons. See how I have balloons that are activating to bring me up, but when I deactivate them, there's other balloons that are still activated. So that way I don't just fall to the ground and smack. You know what I mean? Granted, it still is doing that every once in a while when I don't think it should be. I think the game's physics are just a little bit too aggressive and things are just a bit too delicately tuned. Because either it didn't do any damage. No, I know I can make that jump. Ah. The pickaxe, they're about 50-50. Sometimes people, you know, it's only natural that even with a perfect 50-50 odds, some people are going to experience, like, more of one than the other, right? But generally, they're like, equal. Where did I land? I need to put a marker on this ship. Something I kind of forgot to do. Did I land it like over here? No. I don't remember. Now it's dark. Let's fix that. Obsidian? Honestly, not a lot these days. Oh. Forgot to hit the F button. It used to be more important because it was used for making epic pickaxes. But then they changed the crafting system, as we all know, in December, so like obsidian doesn't even make you the best kind of weapon or tool anymore. God damn it. The leg! But not that I'll even probably need as much as I'm going to collect ever. I always overdo it, but at the same time, you never know when stuff will become more important. And I always like to just have it already farmed. Ooh, lost goods. I hate it when it doesn't show an X, but it still doesn't let you grapple to that location. And I guess I could put like campfires on these to show that I've already farmed like a rock structure. But I feel like that's not necessary because you can see it so easily, but... Ooh. Oh yeah, the legendary sword and pickaxe, those break when they get low. But they last a really long time. Like, they last longer than, like, a single lightsaber recharge does, for sure. But you can get, you know, as you defeat the Storm King daily, you could obviously get more than one of them, so you kind of just gotta continue to do the Storm King so you can... Yeah, and again, one of those will even last you a really long time, so... Did I hit it? Whoa, ah! I can do it. Bro. Oh! No way I get that one. Sleep until morning. Yeah, once you rest in a bed and like mark it as your checkpoint, then you can get out and then use it as a skip to daytime feature. And the legendary, like, pickaxe, the pickaxe is really good. However, the sword is good in situations mostly where there is a lot of enemies, like the Star Wars caves, because then you're able to fully take advantage of the area of effect ability that it has, where you, like, throw out the wave of energy. It does 25 damage now when fully charged, and one or two of those takes out most enemies, and you can hit, like, literally 15, 20 enemies at once if they're actually, like, they don't even have to be that close together necessarily either. I feel like they also should have just put amber in desert caves too, or something. I know it's like not associated necessarily here, but anymore, but I still think it would work better.
Essentially, you become the Storm Lord with that weapon.
But it is really good now. They updated it a couple weeks ago, and it is much more useful than it was, but in like 1v1 situations, like if you're fighting a bear, or a lot of times even the Storm King, I would still say I'm just gonna go out here, because then we can search for the location once we're done. Too many sweats? Yeah, it's rough out there. Yeah, it's not too planned out. Usually it's only ever planned out maybe a day or two ahead of time. And then it's pretty spontaneous where, you know, if I discover something like that auto farming thing, something like updates play a role a lot into what I do. If there's a change in the game, you know, I'll do experimentation and stuff related to that update. But otherwise, in between updates, kind of just go with the flow. Sometimes I go, like, if I haven't done a ton of building lately, but that's why I'm kind of going to get back to this village that I'm talking about here. I'm going to start building, because I do want to start building again, and that's why I go back and forth from, like, farming and building. It kind of just keeps me from getting burnt out. So people always ask, how do I not get bored? Well, one, I play other games when I'm not playing this one off stream, and I kind of cycle back and forth between what I do in the game to keep it fresh. Guys are over here somewhere. There usually is. Yeah, Fortnite always be glitchy, unfortunately. I wish it's something they'd work on, like, heavily. Oh, there's my test farm. That's actually not necessarily a test farm, but it was when I was testing the fish farm out in the desert.
Soiled it! Soiled it! Soiled it! Soiled it! Soiled it! Soiled it!
What did I soil? My car's up now. Let's hop over here. And it's like all over these oases. It's like really dense. I left my car over there, I think. Is my codex complete? I've got mostly everything. There's a few. You haven't found anything in this category yet. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, there it is. What the heck? It's like it wasn't there and then it was. The only thing I'm missing, I think there's a couple of these enemies that are bugged. That even when you find them, they don't show up. And I'm not sure which ones they are or aren't. However, I need, what is it? The one fish sticks variant. And then I need a handful of the Lost Isles villagers discovered still. I just haven't really put much time into it. 24 hours, Liam. I honestly like Castle most. Castle's probably one of my favorites to build with. It's like, obviously everything is expandable and you can do anything with it, but like with Castle, like There's a million different versions of a castle you can make, and it feels fun. It looks good. Like, you can mix it with other... Like, I've done a Der Burger castle. I've done all sorts of different plays on it. I think it's the most, like, dynamic. Like, it can be used for the most kinds of ideas. I've done a Shogun castle build. But I like building everything, you know? It's hard to say, like, that's my favorite. Like, it's my only thing I enjoy building, but otherwise, definitely comes out. It's the thing I built the most of at this point. Four for one. Undershot it. Just play schedule 1, bro. Oh, you're one of those. You're a bandwagoner, I see. Not to say it's a bad game, but like, is that all anybody does? It's just like whatever the current trending game is. It's the only game we're allowed to play. That's no fun. Ooh. Oh, why was that other one not going in? Screw it. I don't even need that one. Don't even need it. I think I'm gonna skip. Over there. Oh, look, fish are getting stuck on their own. Doesn't say. I don't think I take fall damage if I do that, right? Will I take? I guess just test. Okay, good. Yeah. I figured I wouldn't. Figured it would transfer the from the top rope. And it doesn't break. Perfect. The only one. Like, let's assume that is true. Does that make you happy? Does it make you feel better to, like, push something like that in someone's face? First of all, I think there's at least, like, 30 or 40,000 players logged on those days. Peaks out at, like, 40,000 concurrent players. So, one, untrue. But two, like, why do people come in like that? Like, you see someone playing a game, and you're like, it's a game you don't enjoy, and your first thought is to be like, you're the only one who plays this. And I enjoy that fact. It's a weird stance, you know? Because nobody comes and says that with, like, a positive spin. I don't think ever. So it's just like, what's the point? Oh, yeah. But, you know, kids got to learn perspective at some point. They're not going to learn it from their parents. Because it's like a mentality you don't want to have in real life, you know? It's not a good way to interact with other human beings. Very non-productive. There it is. Oh, you can't go through those with your character anymore? Oh, I used to be able to like launch off these through a vehicle. When did that change? Yeah, the update's like basically, unfortunately, like nothing. It's just tiny, like nothing worthwhile bug fixes that we're even gonna notice, and then it's a few Brick Life additions. So it's really, really, really dry. So don't get your hopes up. Oh yeah, people love to hate. It's a thing. They're all here, aren't they? They could move on, but they choose to give their time to me. I missed a few. I could also go through a cave and farm it, but then I have to like fight enemies and stuff. Risking it for the biscuit. Like a 5% chance I was gonna break the vehicle there. Then I've been doing it for quite a bit now. Been making content for over 5 years. All LEGO related, and now LEGO Fortnite related, but made a video or two. 1,000. Say on TikTok, I think I've got at least 3,000 videos I've posted over all the years. Didn't you? It's a weird question. What are you gonna do with that information? Regardless of the answer, I'm curious. I asked a question. You okay? Man, I wish there was chat relay so I could see. Oh, like a shared chat for Twitch. Nah, that's not what you meant. I enjoy everything I choose to spend my time on. That's the benefit of being an adult who is, whether I was self-employed or not, but who makes a living and has disposable income. I would hope that everybody, or most people in that situation, would be enjoying everything they do. But that's what I do. Call this being an adult? Define being an adult then. Is that coming from probably someone who's not an adult themselves, I'm guessing? Yo, Queen, thank you for the follow on Twitch. People like to fight. They're those kids that when you were in school, they always had that one-up thing they had to say to the teacher to, like, prove a point. Nuh-uh, but what about this? But what if I did this? Like, that kind of people. They just like to keep it going for the sake of hearing themselves talk sometimes. Being an adult, in my definition, is paying all your bills. And pretty much, that's about it. I mean, hopefully you pay your taxes too. And as long as you've got all your bills covered, guess what? Everything else don't matter. That's plain and simple adulting. You could be into cars, you could be into motorsports, you could be into arts and crafts. You could be into video games. It's kind of like, here's a maybe example or a metaphor the youngins will understand. You know when your parents said, like, as long as you're getting good grades and you're, you know, above a certain standard, you can not be grounded and participate in extracurriculars and join the football team and join, you know how like that system works? It's like the same thing as an adult, but it's self-imposed. You keep yourself responsible for it. That's the for the youngins. Under my skin. I'm chilling here farming. But also, like, it's not that like I feel the need to respond, but there's people out there that it would get under their skin if they were having someone heckle them like that. And sometimes it's good to give perspective, not only for the heckler, but also for the people who maybe don't respond as well to that kind of, you know, this kind of situation where they have someone just making really dumb comments to make them, you know, some people take them seriously. So it's good to give perspective that, like, it doesn't. Do you know about games crashing when in Lost Isles? Honestly, I don't know if that's a whole Lost Isles issue or... Because I've been having that issue when I go to my village that's in the Lost Isles. And I thought it was just because the location, because I had, like, a stupid amount of builds there because I built a gigantic village. And half the time I go there, I crash. So... And I don't do a lot of other, like, putzing around in the rest of the island lately. So I guess it could be a generalized Lost Isle problem. Interesting. Oh, I missed a spot. Well, thanks for the support. Thanks for hanging out. Where? Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh, I saved myself. I'm a pro. Literally the well-timed pickaxe. Otherwise, I was dead there, actually. Gotcha. How did I build that vehicle? You'll have to check out my YouTube. I mean, you can check it out here on TikTok too, but you should go check it out on my YouTube. I have the posted as a TikTok and a YouTube short. Step by step. It's only like a 2-minute tutorial too. Actually. Oh, are you talking about the glitch where you fly, like, next to your car? Yeah. Out of all the glitches in the game, I think that would be the highest, but, like, there's a lot of other, you know, just the generalized rubber banding. That might be #1 thing that everybody would choose to fix, but as far as, like, probably more minor bugs, it seems like a minor bug, but it's actually the most annoying bug in the game. Is the vehicle seat glitch, which has been around for too long, to say the least. What are you trying to do? Get a bunch of obsidian right now. Honestly, nothing complex today. I'm gonna start on a village, so we'll get to the complexities, but literal and figurative. I'm just getting some obsidian, just because I feel like it. How's your pickaxe? So strong. It is epic rarity. It's made out of sapphire and gold. It has luck 3, destruction 3, damage 3, and durability 3. So the damage passively buffs the durability, because if it does more damage, that means you're doing less hits. And if you're doing less hits to do the same amount of work, then you are gaining durability. And same durability is just adding pure durability. And then destruction, in a way, adds durability, even though I'm one-shotting all of these anyway. But for materials that don't get one-shot by this damage combo, every once in a while you'll one-shot stuff, and if you're one-shotting stuff, that's saving you swings, hence, or therefore increasing the durability. And then luck 3 just gives you, every one that you break has a chance to give you, I think, what is obsidian, 7 per node still? I think that's, oh god, day or night? Pick one game. Let's see, one node is, yeah, it's still 7 because that was 2 nodes there. So it has a chance on every one you break to get 14 instead of 7, which is huge. It doesn't happen every single time, but it's just, if you're not using luck, you're leaving materials on the table, so to speak. Where's a handy dandy geyser when you need one? Yeah, I should. I just feel like sometimes it's self-explanatory, but I know other people aren't as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Attuned to this kind of stuff and figuring out like what's best and what would be best for certain situations. But a lot of different situations call for sometimes a slightly different tuning in what runes you would use. Most of the, there's honestly like this combination here is like for most material, like this is probably for farming stone and metal, this is probably a one tool fits all situations kind of deal. But for weapons, I think depending on what you're fighting and how, what you're farming specifically, whether you want luck on it or lifesteal, there's certain situations where you would use one over the other. But yeah, sapphire and gold is generally the way to go. The only time I do ruby isn't really even worth it for the weapons, because you get a little bit more attack speed. But on the tools, you're basically 1 and 2 shotting stuff anyway, and you're not in danger, right? You're just farming. Whereas like a tool or a weapon, making a ruby weapon, there may be situations where you don't need all rune slots covered, and then having the attack speed is a bonus, and then having the attack speed versus enemies is, I think, a lot more valuable than attack speed versus resources. Yeah, you might farm the resources faster, but when I'm one-shotting these anyway, what would be the point, right? Mustafa, who's still playing this? Do you even care? This swears, there it is. How did you make that to carry the chest? I have a tutorial here on TikTok, but it would make my day if you went and subbed on YouTube, because I have a YouTube short of the same exact tutorial as well. But I also post long-form content on YouTube as well, like my storage base and other stuff. But I do have a tutorial for the vehicle that I'm currently using. Where's my car? It's over here, right? I think I landed it on the other side. I want to go fight that brute, but I don't want to lose the car. Where did I land the car, chat? Dude, where's my car? Don't start the timer. It was over here, or it was... Was it over there? I lost it. I put the car... It's got to be this way, right? I need to put a freaking marker on that thing. I keep losing it today. I keep saying it, but then I don't do it. Chad, which way is it? Cause I honestly, I forgot about it. This was, I think this is the one I used for the tutorial, which didn't include it, and I just never put one on and forgot about it. Oh. Was it this way? Oh, there it is. There, that's all I want to do. I want to go fight that brute. Hopefully he's still there. He might have despawned. I'm at that range. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, no, he's still there. Take out these guys. Otherwise they're gonna, like, get involved. Oh, lag? Hello? No! Lag goofed it all up. Come here, boy. One scale. Well, I got one of each of the kind of scales, but I got one of each instead of two. Is this the biggest thing in the game? The Storm King is much larger. Why don't we go do the Storm King? We could do that too. Do I have a... I don't think... I guess there's probably a bus station like really close by. There's gotta be. We can go do the Storm King real quick. That's also something we can do today and we can throw in the mix. Why not? Why not? Okay, there's probably, most likely, a bus station somewhere right around me. No? Guess we're not too far from the base anyway. Yeah, they had updates to this mode. Not as often as people would like, probably, but I'm sure it'll pick up over time. But yeah, we just got a huge update in December. We're about to get probably another huge update next month. What's the purpose of farming obsidian right now? Honestly, just grabbing a bunch of it while I can. I don't even really need any right now. Like, I'm not, like, super full, but I'm also not, like, low by any means. There's the bus station. This is how you go on farming trips and then pause them. Ideally, you'd have a bus station on you. But this way, I can leave the materials that I've collected so far inside these chests in this vehicle, and we just hope that the vehicle doesn't disappear, right? And then when I want to come farm more of this stuff, we would just come back to this bus station, grab the vehicle, keep farming obsidian. So I'm just going to leave that stuff there. Let's take this. Actually, let's put a marker on this vehicle so we know which bus station to come back to next time. Chicken wing. All right. This should be good to fight the Storm King. I know I should bring arrows. My weapons? No. However, it is something increasingly that I need, like, I'm realizing I need to do. I need to make a video that's like, not, because again, there's no, like, I don't think there's a one build fits all situation, but I I can make a video that goes through reasons why you would use certain combinations for different things. King Sora, I'm really hoping that that's what we get next month is our second LEGO update. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a LEGO pass. What if the pass was, like, just something else related and we still had a Star Wars update? But, like, the pass doesn't necessarily need to revolve around it. But it would make sense that they would do it that way. So that's probably what I imagine is going to happen, is we'll get Star Wars May the 4th Update 2.0 this year. But otherwise, the main thing I do is Sapphire and Gold or Ruby and Gold. And that goes for pretty much everything. We're talking tools, so if you're doing it. So Sapphire and Gold or Ruby and Gold. And there's certain situations where Ruby and Gold is going to be better, not really for an axe. For an axe, Sapphire and Gold, pickaxe, Sapphire and Gold. This one doesn't matter. The pin doesn't affect it in any way. You just need any one of them. But this, and then for weapons, there's times where, like, I would argue having Ruby and Gold for a spear is better, or having Ruby and Gold for a sword is better, but not always. So not always. Most of the time, it's just Sapphire and Gold is going to be your best combination for pretty much everything, because it allows you to have 4 rune slots. And then as far as runes go, it kind of just depends on what you're doing. So Berserk, honestly, I put this in like D tier. It's all right. Like, it's good. I haven't found a reason to be like, ah, yes, let me get that Berserk on the weapon for whatever I'm doing. I kind of put it down there. Food is also like D tier. Lifesteal is actually like S tier in a lot of situations, or like A tier. It's probably not like something you put on all the time, so I wouldn't put it S tier. Lifesteal 3 is like A tier. You want to use that in situations where you have a free space to put it, and like the Storm King fight, it's really good because with Lifesteal 3, for every enemy you defeat, you get 1 whole heart back. So while you're fighting the Storm King, how many enemies do you think you're fighting during the Storm King? A couple dozen, right? Like handful, pretty good amount. So that means every one of those enemies that you slay with the weapon that has Lifesteal 3 on it is a heart back. So that's what? Dozens of hearts that you're getting back from just simply doing something you were already doing during the fight, which is killing the enemies. So that saves you from having to eat, not entirely, but to an extent. Then you've got damage 3, S tier. You pretty much put that on everything. Like, there's like, that's like literally God tier. It's above S tier. You put that on literally every combination. Just like, there's no downsides to it. It's upsides in every situation. Destruction used to work for the Storm King weak spots and the spawners. It no longer does. It doesn't work on enemies. Only works on materials. This is what I would call probably B tier, because with damage, it's not entirely amazing, but it's still like, it goes in my, I would call it A over S. It's one of the ones I use a lot for a farming tool. You don't use it on weapons, you use it on tools. And then Last Chance, I give that like B tier. It's good, but it's like not worth, like, it's so niche. For me, it's like maybe C or B tier. It's something that you're almost never going to probably want to put on your weapon. What it does is when your weapon gets low and the bar turns red. Well, when it gets low and the bar turns red, Last Chance kicks in and it starts doing a ridiculous amount of damage. It's like adding another damage 3 basically once it gets low. So it's like even more damage. Stormbane is also S tier because even it does increased damage against, oh, that's the wrong one. Storm, there we go. Does increased damage to Stormwild enemies and foes summoned from the storm. So Stormwild is just those purple glowy guys. So that could be a Stormwild skeleton, a Stormwild scorpion, a Stormwild brute, a Stormwild stormtrooper. Doesn't matter. If they have the purple glowy stuff and they're Stormwild, the Stormbane is going to count and you're going to get extra damage on that enemy. So this is like S tier for all the Stormwild enemies, because if you play on Expert or with Storm enemies on, what is it, like a third to half of the enemies you encounter are going to be Stormwild by default. And then if you're doing the Storm King, well, those are enemies summoned from the storm. So you get bonus damage against all of them as well. Undead Bane, I'd put this as like B tier. It's not bad, but this is a situational one. Undead Bane, I would put on a weapon instead of, so if you're going, honestly, what would be best? Let's say you're going cave diving and you're going to be fighting skeletons like crazy in the cave, right? What would be best is damage 3, because that obviously gives you all around damage. And then what I would do is Stormbane 3, because some of those skeletons in the cave are still going to be Storm Wild. So some of the times you'll benefit from the damage boost of Stormbane. But then you also put Undead Bane, which does the same thing Stormbane does, but against undead enemies, which are skeletons. So not only are you getting so if it is a Storm Wild undead, skeleton, you're getting extra damage from damage, you're getting extra damage from Stormbane, and you're getting extra damage from Undead Bane all at the same time against, so you're just going to be destroying cave skeletons. And then zapping 3, honestly, it's good, but it doesn't overpower a lot of the other things you can put on, because I don't know if it's a bug, but zapping 3 and zapping 4 you can only get by making a Shatterhorn weapon, which Shatterhorn is what you get from defeating the Storm King, which, as you can see, not only does it give you an extra rune slot, but it also automatically puts on zapping 4. The difference between so with zapping 3, 1 through 3, when you kill an enemy, that damage zaps to some other enemies, right? Which is good, but it's only when you defeat the enemy does it trigger the damage. This is where Stormbane 4 is like God tier, because Stormbane 4, it's not just when you defeat the enemy that it chains damage, it is every single hit. So if you hit them, that's chain damage. Hit them again, chain damage. So you can destroy enemies that are close together really fast and easily. So zapping 3 is like really mid, in all honesty, compared to like what zapping 4 is. And zapping 3 gets outclassed by like a lot of the other damage oriented runes. And then there's durability 3, which I usually opt out of. Like, it's good on tools because there's not as many runes that you need to put on a tool that are good, so that makes it onto tools. But for weapons, I don't mind. Like, it depends on what you want. Do you mind sacrificing another really good offensive rune to put on durability? Or would you rather sacrifice durability rune to put on another offensive rune, but maybe your weapon doesn't last as long? Whereas someone like me, I have a ton of materials, so I really don't care if I have to make another tool and put new essences on it. I want that tool to be as optimal as possible, so I usually fill it up with offensive ones. Force 3, honestly, D tier. Again, I haven't found, unless they've updated like knockback, I still haven't found like a meta for knockback and a reason to use it, so this is like almost never used. Luck 3, this is A tier. I wouldn't call it S tier. It's a little more situational. Luck 3, what it does is, what it says it does, greatly increases the chance of extra resources or loot being dropped. So let me break it down for you. Luck, what it does is, when you kill an enemy, obviously the enemy, when you kill a brute, it gives you 1 brute scale, right? When you kill a blaster, it gives you 1 blast core, right? Or I think when you break a break core node, it gives you 7 break core for the 1 break core node. So if you have luck on a tool or a weapon and you were to break a break core, it has I think it's like a 10 to 15% chance to, instead of getting the normal amount of 7, it will double to 14 break core. But it only has a percentage chance to do that every time you break something. So it's not doubling the resources you get every single time. It's doubling the resources you're getting every once in a while. So when you kill a brute, you're not going to get 2 brute scales every time with luck, but you're going to get 2 brute scales about 1 or 2 out of every 10 brutes that you kill. So it's about a 10 to 20% increase in productivity in whatever you're trying to farm. So if you're not really worried about what an enemy is dropping, and you're not like, if you're fighting a brute, you might as well be fighting it with a weapon that has luck 3. Because if it ends up dropping a second scale, it's like you fought 2 brutes at once. 2 for the price of 1. But if it's something that you're just like, you know, you're farming some skeleton, whatever it is, you don't really care. But like while you're doing the Storm King fight, if you're confident and you don't need more offensive runes, put luck 3 on. Because guess what? The Storm King enemies, they sometimes drop Rift Crystals. They sometimes drop Eyes of the Storm. And when they do, you want the best chance possible to get more. So if luck, you hit that 15% chance and they drop a Rift Crystal, and instead of 1 Rift Crystal, you get 2 Rift Crystals, or instead of 1 Eye of the Storm, you get 2 Eyes of the Storm off of one enemy, that's a huge bonus. So if you can sacrifice one of the offensive runes and you don't need it, and you want to try to farm more stuff during, passively during the fight, go with luck 3. Storm Purification, don't use it ever. It's like below D tier. There's no need for it. Hope that I'll probably still do a video, but that would basically be my breakdown in the video to some extent. Was that helpful, everybody? I basically tier listed just every single rune in the game. Illumination's cool. It only goes up to Illumination 2 for some reason, which I don't know why they just tiered it that way, but hey, their game. I think I have stuff there, but we're gonna just bring a little bit more. Let me grab my bow. No, we don't want that. That's a poop. Destruction. Yeah, we don't want destruction. I guess it doesn't matter what I bring. Because I used to have destruction on these because they used to affect the Storm King. The weak spots and stuff. Ability, Undead Bane. Weird. Yeah, we'll just go with this one. That'll be good. That'll be good. See, for Storm King, here's what I would put on Storm King. Do I have one that's optimized for Storm King? Okay, for Storm King, the best 4 runes, in my opinion, for fighting the Storm King, this is for crossbow and your melee weapon. Damage 3, Stormbane 3, Lifesteal 3. And what was my 4th one for that? What am I forgetting? Zeppelin, help me. What was my 4th one that I always give people? It always escapes me. My brain just forgets the 4th one when it's a list that's over 2 or 3 things long. Zapping, yes and no. I think there was some. Did I put zapping on it? I don't think I did. I think, if you're trying to, if you're having trouble with it and you're trying to, min-max, I guess zapping could be a good 4th. It wouldn't be unhelpful. But I'm trying to think of, what am I forgetting? You want damage 3, you want Stormbane 3, you want Health Steal 3, wherever that is. Lifesteal 3. And then... yeah, I think zapping is the 4th one. It used to be destruction, and then I moved it to zapping. But no, you're right. Undead, no, because for the Storm King, they're not undead. Alright, we got... oh, I need arrows. At least a few. I've had an iPhone for the last handful of years. The only reason I switched from Samsung to iPhone a while ago, and it doesn't even matter now because I don't upload TikToks from my mobile device anymore. I upload it through my PC and the browser. But with TikTok, they've always been a little bit more optimized for iPhones. So they have less quality degradation when you upload something. Even if you upload something in 1080p or above, TikTok, his limit is 1080, so it's gonna scale it down or kind of goof it up a bit. And with Samsung phones, I always remember, and it was true when I switched to an iPhone, I noticed my native quality of posting through the TikTok app was just my video quality ended up being better. Food. Okay, so we went through the best weapons and runes for the Storm King. Oh, that's actually make a huge difference. If you haven't defeated the Storm King yet, you're not going to have access to the charms that I'm using, which are these legendary storm charms, which the only way you can make them is by defeating the Storm King, because you need a Shatterhorn fragment, which you get from beating the Storm King. So you have to at least defeat the Storm King 2 or 3 times to get 2 or 3 of these. But if you don't have these, the next best charm to use, in my opinion, dealer's choice, if you want to use regeneration, go for it. However, where is the charm equipment? A lot of people say 3. If you're not an expert, let's just assume you're in regular survival, 3 regeneration charms is great because it regenerates not super fast, but faster than just 1. However, regeneration charms only give you 3 bonus hearts. The health charm of the purple rarity doesn't give you any regeneration, obviously, but it gives you 4 hearts per charm. So going from 3 of these to 3 of these, you're actually getting 3 more hearts out of this method. So you would have as many hearts as I do now. If you had the regeneration charm, this would be how many hearts you have. So with health charms, you go from having 1 bar plus 1 heart to having 1 bar plus 3 hearts. Oh, it'll be 3 hearts for you. For me, it's... Why did I say 4? It was a difference of 3 hearts. For me, I have a totem of return because I'm an expert. So if you're an expert, you want just take out one of those charms and put in a totem of return. But I would much rather have the extra hearts. Reason is the regeneration charm doesn't regenerate health that fast. So having the extra large health pool is better, because as long as you're healing yourself, having a higher threshold is, in my opinion, is just better. Because here's the thing, with your weapon having lifesteal on it, not that mine does, your weapon will have lifesteal on it, you're actually going to be getting kind of passive regeneration through that. And then here's the other thing. It does stack with the regeneration charm, but guess what else you can bring to the fight? Slurp juice. Do you know what slurp juice does? Oops. It gives you a 2-minute buff. Drink to heal over time. This also gives you a 2-minute regeneration effect. You see that little heart with the 2-minute clock counting down in the top left? That's the buff. After you drink it, it'll reset it, or you just wait for it to run out and you can drink another one. That'll give you a continuous regeneration effect as well. So you don't necessarily need the regeneration charms to get regenerating health. You'll be regenerating health from lifesteal off your weapon, and you'll be regenerating health. And all you got to do is drink one and pop one of these every 2 minutes in between your normal food. And then I think we're good to go. What's that sloshing sound? Here, I'm actually going to chill here. I got to pee. I don't want to hang out in the storm, otherwise it's going to crash my builds. I'll be right back. Okay, so the shield. That is a byproduct of your charm. So when you get the better the charm, the more health, right? That's a good question, actually. Because it's simple, but it's like something that's like not necessarily explained within the game in any depth whatsoever. So with the charms, like obviously, like when you start with the gray rarity, there's like 1 or no hearts depending on the one. Green gets like 2 hearts, blue is like 2 or 3 or whatever, and then purple is like 3 or 4. So as you go up the tier list, you're getting more hearts. As you go up the tier list, you also notice you're getting more defense. That little mark right there. Defense reduces the damage you take. So so you have more hearts, right? That's great. But the defense adds damage reduction. So if you were to normally take, let's say 6 hearts, I don't know, we're just making up numbers here. Let's say you have 6 hearts total, and you take 3 hearts from an enemy. You know, he hits you and you lose 3 hearts. And then you add 6 armor, and then that enemy hits you, it would only do like 1 heart instead. That kind of just reduces the incoming damage. So it, in a way, is giving you more hearts. Because if an enemy is hitting you for less damage, that means it's going to take more hits to kill you, elongating your health in a roundabout way. So in expert mode, the reason I have 6 and not 9 is because Totem of Returns do not grant extra armor. They only grant up to 2 hearts. The best Totem of Return you can make is the blue one. It only gives you 2 bonus hearts, whereas like obviously a purple one could possibly give you 3. But normally a blue charm would also give you how many? A blue charm would also give you 2 armor. Whereas mine, these give 3 armor each. And I can, like, if I could equip a 3rd one, but in expert mode, you do not, especially someone who's played thousands of hours in this expert world, I will not go anywhere, will not do, like, I will not play the game without a Totem of Return equipped. Because if you die without this equipped, you can't, you lose the world doesn't get deleted. But me, Epic Bricks, the account, loses access to this world. So if I like Dub Zeppelin and some of my mods have keys, they could still join the world, progress it, build stuff, collect stuff, do whatever they wanted, as long as they don't die without their totem. But I would lose access to it personally. That's how losing your world works in expert. The world doesn't like just get deleted, but you could go into the world, but then it'll just say you're eliminated and you can't play. So I will not risk losing this world. So in expert mode, that's generally the case. You have 2 charms that are actually useful and 1 charm. So that's why I was saying, if you're in survival or cozy, forget this and just, you add a third, replace this with another storm charm, or another health charm, or another regeneration charm, because you don't have to worry about losing your world. However, if you're in cozy or survival, it's actually kind of goated, and I guess here's the thing. In survival or cozy, in reality, you could just go to in expert, you can't change it, but in cozy or survival, you could technically just turn off drop inventory on elimination, which just means you keep your backpack if you die. And that's what the Totem of Return also does for you. It saves you from losing your world, but it also keeps your inventory. It keeps your backpack on you. But in Survival and Expert, that's a kind of or in Survival and Cozy, that would be a bonus. But you could just turn that setting off in reality. So it kind of makes this totem obsolete in Survival or Cozy. But Expert, it's like 1,000% necessary. I actually do have a backup account, an alternate account through Epic that I just have signed up through my other personal email, and I was thinking about that. I just would have to buy that account. Wouldn't have any of the build kits. That would be the downside. That would be the downside. Is I'd only have to like start anew. I'd have to rebuy everything. That would be the worst. But yeah, we're gonna not think about that, because that's never gonna happen. We're gonna think about the future of longevity and prosperity and never dying. The totem, it saves you from losing your world in expert mode. Welcome to my storm village. Which has a broken roof over there.
Make sure you put your backup account with a key to this world, just in case you do lose it, so you can access it.
Yeah, it'd still be great for like screenshots and videos, so I could still like access it and like go around. Yes, this is all custom built and is normally not here. This is the Storm King portal gate, and I decided to build a village around it. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Thank you, Agent K. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
No!
Hey, you.
So everybody, this is my Storm King village. Where's the chest? Yeah, there it is. Boop. Cowabunga! You're AF. Never do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sorry to hear that, though. Going AFK, that's how Kaz lost his world. Didn't Crafty lose a world? Like, I swear, a bunch of creators have lost the world going AFK. Don't go AFK! I go AFK a lot, but I'm usually in a village. But even then, you never know. Okay, commentary mode on. Are you struggling to defeat the Storm King? Let me walk you through the process. I don't want to say it's simple, but once you like understand it more and the kind of the process, I think it helps a lot. So when you first start, you don't have to do anything besides break these spawners. Your first priority is always breaking these spawners. Even if there's enemies, you want to go from one spawner to the other one, to the other one, to the other one. The reason is, if you leave those spawners up, they spawn more enemies, even if you haven't defeated the ones that are already alive. So, or, you know, so if you're defeating enemies first, or the spawners, like I'll show you an example. The reason you don't want to do that is because let's say I go and fight these guys first, right? We're gonna fight this guy, and then there's one guy over here, two guy over here, he just transported. So I'm worrying about these guys, and then like now I'm gonna go work on these. They're probably gonna spawn more enemies before I'm able to break them. See, now I gotta, oh, did my game just crash? Really? Really? Boo! Boo, Fortnite. Boo! My game just crashed. But anyway, the example there was, you take too long to break the spawners, you're gonna get more enemies regardless if you took out the other set of enemies. So your priority is the spawners. Yeah, I gotta go to AMD. Or I think that's like, no, that's the processor. I guess don't they also make AMD graphics cards? They make processors and GPUs, right? I don't know much. I know a little bit about computers. I'm not an expert. I heard Intel is kind of like behind the game right now. I think it just spawns me outside the cave. Let's just restart real quick. Apparently I can't even play. We'll see if it'll even let me load in or if I have to do another relog. We'll see. Nothing respawned in your cozy world? And you found one of the blast core caves? Can't imagine there's a setting, because like there's no respawn setting. It's just like a built-in like way the game works. there's a 50% chance I'm gonna have to restart the game. That happens like too often, where my game crashes, and then you'd think that would count as restarting the game, but no, it'll just like lock me into the loading screen, and then I'll have to Alt F4, open the game again, and then it lets me, which I think is gonna be the case right now, because I feel like I should have loaded in, but at the same time I'll give it a minute because it was a glitchy crash. Do you play Battle Royale Zero Build? I play Zero Build, just not on stream. I haven't played Battle Royale on stream in a while, but it's something I do enjoy. I also play Marvel Rivals off stream. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to Alt F4 it there, restart it again. Yo, how's it going, Trevor? Thank you. I appreciate the support. Welcome in again. If you're on TikTok, come over to the YouTube and Twitch while I reboot the game. And then we'll fight the Storm King. And then we'll look for a location. And then I might call it an early night. Because I want to, I didn't get a video posted today. I was going to get a short form video posted for the Blast Core video, but I'm just going to make it into a full length YouTube video and put the maximal effort into it. So I think I'll get an early start on that tonight. We'll get our location set, early stream tonight, and then I'll hit the ground running tomorrow with a build. That sounds like a better plan for my brain. Because the item shop did update a half hour ago. Hey, we got the X-Men back in. Dude, Jubilee looks amazing. That headpiece and the little goggles, amazing. Oh, this was a mini Battle Pass skin, wasn't it? Wasn't this a mini pass skin, chat? Same with this. This was mini pass too. The Aang. Not that this was shop stuff, but the Aang stuff was mini pass. Which is why I hope they'll bring back... Which they did say in the fine print of all the LEGO Battle Passes. It says these items may return to the item shop in the future. So the Star Wars Battle Pass, like the Mos Eisley stuff, might be in the item shop. Because this is same thing. This is the BR's version mini pass. LEGO Pass is basically under the same terms as those. So we might see like the Lost Isles Battle Pass stuff hit the item shop someday. We might see the Star Wars stuff hit the item from last year hit the item shop someday. It won't be as cheap as if you bought the the LEGO Pass, but it'll be available. Code Epic Bricks in the item shop, by the way, everybody. If you're not already supporting someone. No, not a new world, but a new village. And I might not even get the village started, but I'll get the stake in the ground and pick out a nice, beautiful location. It's going to be on my expert world, but it's just going to be at a new location. And it's not going to be like a storage base or anything. It's just going to be like a for funsies build. Honestly, nothing too crazy in the item shop today. Get it, buddy. The LEGO emotes are honestly so well animated. Is pretty much every skin that isn't a collab or like a non-licensed thing with LEGO, does like every skin have a LEGO form now? I'm pretty sure they got like the whole list. Like, does anybody have in their locker like a skin that still has the like the basic form, like it looks really crappy? And that doesn't include like certain icon skins and like Deadpool. There's ones that just will never have a LEGO form. But I'm talking about the ones that just haven't been fully updated yet. It's got to be about pretty, because they used to make mentions in the patch notes like, hey, we're adding this many LEGO outfits updates. They would usually add a huge list in the patch notes, and we just haven't seen that in a while. So I feel like if they are, they're like, you know, new. They're coming. As they come out with new ones, they already have Lego ones, and they must have everything. At least they gave that one away for free. Didn't they? The look at my shoes emote, isn't that one free? How many blast core do you get out of one molten fish? I'm curious. Is it like more than one? Because I do have like 3 or 4 stacks of molten fish from when I was just regular fishing. Oh, 1 to 1. I don't know if I would. I mean, it's still good, but I wouldn't. I like instead of, because like if I convert all or most of my molten fish to blast core, well then I don't have any molten fish if the molten fish become more important. So I like having like a good stash of it, but that is good to know. It's like the batteries with the eels and stuff. You know, with what I talked about earlier with LEGO doing all their future games in-house, it'll be interesting to see, like, what the landscape, like, beyond LEGO Fortnite, of LEGO gaming is in the next 5 to 10 years. And how that, like, you know, dude, I'm not bound to just LEGO Fortnite. You know, if they make another LEGO game that gives, you know, that I clearly have interest in, you know, I won't make a full conversion like, oh my god, I'm quitting LEGO Fortnite. But that just gives me one more pillar to stand on as a content creator of like, you know, maybe it's like most days of the week I'm LEGO Fortniting on streams. But then, you know, let's say they come out with another game a year from now, 2 years from now. And it's like really fun, but maybe it's not as like the same kind of depth as this game where it's more of a story mode. I run through it, but like maybe I spend a week playing that game and then they come out with another game and I can kind of jump around. I think that'll be really fun. Oh, it didn't. Oh, it did. This is where you really got to watch out. It unalived me because I crashed there. See, that's what's super bogus is some people can lose their worlds like that. During my crash, what happened is the game crashed, but like the server didn't recognize my character was gone from the world. So even though like my game crashed, if you would have been, if like someone else would have been logged in, or if even though no one was logged in, it was as if my character was just standing there and I probably died off screen essentially. Feels bad, man. But you got to pay attention to that. I was like, wait a minute, why am I here? Oh, that means I probably died. It brought me to like my ground zero location. Or like where I don't have a current bed to go to, so it just brought me there. So we're gonna grab another charm and then go back. Oh, just gotta make a better one. We gotta go bear hunting. Oh my god. Just gotta make. I'm actually like, yeah, we need to go bear hunting. I guess I could storm cave it. Go to the storm cave where the bears are and just farm them that way. That's not totally undoable. Although those are like storm wild and they're all next to each other. It's kind of tough. Actually, why not? Just use them. Okay, I can make 2 of them at least. Yeah, the Epic Disney thing should be pretty interesting. I kind of forgot about that, not gonna lie. I thought, like, I forgot about it because like when it first came out, I thought it would have, like, you know, from then I thought it would have been out by now. But yeah, I kind of forgot about that whole, because Lego and Sony invested $2 billion into Epic for this collaboration, and then Disney invested $1.5 billion for the Epic collaboration, and we still haven't seen that come to fruition in any shape or form. Yeah, it's true, because if there was an enemy there and I was still logged in, it probably would have put me there anyway. I just do too many switch to nights, or like skip to days, that I always forget to sort of like actually have a current bed situation. Let's not crash this thing. Right, chat? I'm coming down. Let's not start. So again, when you're fighting the Storm King, fighting the Storm King, you want to take out the spawners first. Always. Spawners are your #1 priority. Because if you every like 10 or 15 seconds, roughly, they will spawn more enemies. Oh god. Regardless of whether you have killed enemies or not. So even if you kill the enemies and you don't take out the spawners, they're gonna spawn more enemies. Which it just makes more work for you overall. Because once you destroy the spawners, then you just kill the enemies and you don't have to worry about more enemies. So again, we're going to get more spawners. Immediately start going for them. The last thing you want is like a second wave, and then that second wave spawns like crawlers or rollers. Oh my god, cool. So the faster you take these out, the better. Always good food. So storm fruit nectar, tropical smoothies, black and blue sushi. Those are essentially all of the best foods. Black and blue sushi is technically the best. Storm fruit nectar is technically the second best, and tropical smoothies are third place. I'm currently using the tropical smoothies. See, I have luck 3 on this sword, which isn't necessary for this fight. You would probably swap this out for lifesteal for you, but it helps me get some extra items. I actually don't have a lot of tips for making a roller coaster. I haven't done one myself. Once you defeat 3 waves of those spawners at the beginning, then he hatches. So then he will throw you up into the air, make the arena smaller, and now he's going to give us another single wave of 2 spawners. And again, as soon as you see a spawner, that's your priority. Although, when he hatches, it's going to be about 30 seconds before he makes the first set of spawners pop up. So this part, you just have to dodge the abilities. You can't do any damage to them. But these are the attacks. The slam, the unibeam, and the rock throw for now. And basically to dodge it, you just dodge right before it hits the ground if you're not lagging. So he'll just kind of randomly do those abilities. Rock throw, unibeam, fist smash. Oh, he skipped the enemy spawners. Weird. I feel like it changes lightly every week or so. And then every once in a while, he'll also just fall down to the ground, so you don't always have to rely on range shots. We break the weak spot. Now he's going to give us more spawners. So now we get 2 more spawners. Take them out as fast as possible. The only difference now is you do have to worry about the Storm King's attacks, unlike the beginning, where you were just worrying about breaking spawners and killing the enemies. Now you got to watch out for his attacks if you're not lagging. So now you got to watch out for the attacks and focus the spawners. So he's going to be doing an attack about every 3 seconds. He basically goes from one attack to the other. As soon as he's done throwing the rock, fist smash. As soon as he's done with the fist smash, he might go into a unibeam. Right now, he's going to come down to the ground. Most of the time, you want to take out the enemies before you go and attack anything, because now we don't have to worry about the enemies that much. Now we can go over to the weak spot and take it out. He's going to get up here, but now you can just shoot it. I kind of missed out. Best case scenario, you take out the enemies before the weak spot appears. I'm just not using the optimal gear here. But we take out the weak spot. He's going to keep doing those abilities every 3 or 5 seconds. Make sure you're dodging them, get a good shot. And then again, if I waited long enough, he would fall down again anyway, and then it would be a really easy melee shot. Now we broke another weak spot. He's going to give us 2 more spawners. And again, don't get hyper-focused into the spawners. He's going to do this little thing, but then in a few seconds, he is going to start attacking again. So this is kind of your best opportunity to start taking out the spawners, if I'm not lagging. See, now he's starting the attacks again. We get ready to run, dodge, take out our crossbow, start shooting the spawner from over here. And again, dodging his attacks like the fist smash. Boom, got all those taken out. We're going to lag some more. He's going to throw a rock at us. We're going to dodge it. So he always has to be hyper aware that just because you're fighting enemies doesn't mean the Storm King is going to give you a break. So now we got the enemies defeated. The weak spot has popped up, so we can start shooting it. We're going to lag. This boss hard? Definitely is for a lot of people. So now we're going to lag. He's going to do a unibeam. We're going to dodge it. We're going to shoot at the weak spot while we can. But in the next 2 or 3 seconds, probably he's going to fall down. He's going to, like, smash down into the ground and give us really easy shots. Here he comes. Now we just boom. Got that. Now, when we break 3 weak spots, we get a chance to break a horn. So this is easy. This is why you want to have the enemies defeated. Because right now, if you still had enemies running around, this would be a lot harder. And if you don't break the horn fast enough, you have to break 3 more weak spots again. So we broke 1 of his horns. Now we do have to break 3 more weak spots again, but that's to break the second horn. You don't want to break 6 weak spots just to break the first horn. That takes a lot of time. So once you break the first horn, he throws in another attack, which is the raining meteors. So before, he had the fist smash, he had the unibeam, and he had the rock throw. Now he has the meteors coming down. So you have to watch out for the unibeam, break the spawners, fight the enemies, but he's also going to be summoning the meteors now every once in a while. Weak spot pops up, but we still got enemies. Oh god, I didn't see him. I thought he was going to go the other way. So it's better to take the enemies out, but like if you're confident, you could just go for the weak spot. But again, the weak spot doesn't go anywhere, and you can take as much time as you need on the weak spot. It's the horn that you want to take out quickly. That was, I swear I dodged that. Lag brought me right back into it. Summon some meteors. Break the weak spot. Now, again, we have to break 2 more weak spots before we break that other horn. So he's going to spawn more spawners. Oh god. Oh, the game's gonna crash again. And it is RNG. See how I got a crawler here? It is random what enemies you get, which is another reason you want to take the spawners out as quickly as possible. You do not want them spawning more rollers and more crawlers. but at the same time, it's almost impossible not to get hit sometimes with the lag. Don't worry, again, he's gonna come down to the ground here like any second. Sometimes you can get it before he falls down if you get the shots. But there he comes. There's still an enemy out there somewhere? I feel like I hear someone shooting at me with a crossbow. One more set of spawners, and then we can break the second horn. So you have to break 6 weak points, 3 weak points for each horn. That's how it works. Again, break these as fast as you can. So you have to deal with less amount of enemies. Oh, wouldn't let me dodge there. I don't know why. I was clicking it. I promise. Just don't let yourself get below half hearts. That's when you can get hit with a wombo combo, and then you're in trouble. Like even me, like if I leave myself like half hearts, there's definitely times where the Storm King and the enemies are just like, yeah, we're gonna delete you. So always try to stay full, even if you're only down by like 4 or 5 hearts. All right, the third weak spot of the second horn is broken. So now he's gonna fall down, and we're gonna break the second horn. Again, you want to see why this is important? This is the part you really don't want enemies to deal with. Boom, second horn is done. We can immediately start doing damage to him after you break the second horn. He's gonna like hit us up into the air here in a second, but see how many shots I'm able to get in before? Now I could show you the cheese method with the thermal detonators, but I like to show it kind of the OG way when I do it. So now when you land, he's gonna spawn 2 more spawners. Now, sometimes you can just leave the spawners there, but again, it's RNG. These spawners might make crawlers and rollers. We do not want to deal with crawlers and rollers while we're doing this fight. Because you see how small the arena is now? So we didn't get any crawlers or rollers, but if you leave them there, they still might spawn. So, there. Oh God. See exactly what I said, keep your health high. When you fall off, you also take 2.5 hearts on expert mode. You can also get hit by the meteors in the sky, I believe. So don't get hit by those. So we're gonna land and we're gonna heal up. So that's why, again, the less you have to deal with, the better. Now, if you're really confident, you can ignore killing the spawners. I don't recommend it, but once you get the enemies and the spawners done, then it's easy. Then you just run in a circle. The closer, the better, so you don't get knocked off. And you just run in a circle, dodging his attacks, and shoot him every once in a while. Like, once you get the spawners and the enemies out of the way, this last part becomes a lot easier. But getting the spawners and enemies killed while all this craziness is going on, while the arena is this small, is a bit of an acquired, like, skill. Once, like, you know, it might not be your first try. It might take you a couple tries even after you understand it to be like, okay, I really understand it now. You gotta really keep your head on a swivel. So, big tip, when he goes down into the ground like this, attack his left arm, or on your right. It's gonna stay in the ground longer. This tip is courtesy of Brave Builds. He's the one who showed me this originally. See how his arm stays in the ground longer? You can get a few more hits. And now, we're dodging attacks, we're shooting. And again, the closer you stay, the better, so you don't get knocked off. Ow. You can still get hit by meteors, but there you go. Another one bites the dust. Give me a pickaxe or something. Yeah. And I got 2 of, oh, weird. I got 2 of those. Does it normally drop 2 of those? We got our Shatterhorn Fragment. That's what so the Shatterhorn Fragment is the main thing you want off the Storm King. You also get some Eyes of the Storm and Rift Crystals along the way. But Shatterhorn Fragment is the one thing that only drops from the Storm King, and you only get one of them per Storm King kill, so you want to make sure you're grabbing it. Because you use it for the Legendary Storm Charm, and then you also use it for the Shatterhorn weapons, which we're about to go make. Ryan, then I don't recommend you play it if you feel that way. Simple as that, you know? The world is saved once again. Is the world even in danger if you're not fighting him? Is he really a threat? Or is this just anti-Storm King propaganda put up by the Storm Chasers? Maybe they're the real villains. They just want to mine the Rift Crystals and the Eyes of the Storm. But those are on the Storm King's land. It's like Avatar. I think Avatar is the human, or in LEGO Fortnite, the Storm Chasers are like the humans in Avatar. Maybe the Storm King is just misunderstood. Take me. I love it when it takes forever. Most of the time it's pretty good though, lately, where it's like 3 to 5 seconds of loading before it transfers me. Not all of them, but most of them. That one, this one's 10, this one's 10, this one's 10. I'll show you guys. Let me out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can't remember about that one. If I have that one. 12. And then I know I have, that's a level 10, so 13. The Star Wars Village is level 10 technically, so that's 14. The Storm Chasers base is level 10, so it's 15. Yeah, I think that's 15. So, oops. Now we have 2 Shatterhorn fragments, which means we can make another Shatterhorn weapon, although I don't remember which combo I need to make. What's your highest day count on expert? I have no idea, because the game only tells you how many days you've survived, like in-game days you've survived, when you fully get eliminated and you die without your totem of return. And I've had this world for probably close to 2,000 hours, so I don't know how many in-game days that is, and I don't plan on dying in this, like getting fully eliminated in this world anytime ever. So unless which is what I wish they did, is they put somewhere in the UI that shows how many days you've survived, because otherwise I don't know how many in-game days. It's probably thousands. Because it only lets you know when you fully die. It's like, hey, by the way, sorry you got eliminated forever. You survived this many days. Which I'm like, cool, I want to know that prior to getting fully eliminated. That'd be nice. Okay, so it looks like we're doing Frostpine next. So we're going to do the Frostpine Shatterhorn crossbow. And I actually need to grab these and start using them to power them up. And this one too. but we're on the Shatterhorn and Frostpine crossbow. Yeah, but I don't have an exact count on my in-game hours by a long shot. I have no idea. It would be a complete guess. It's like somewhere between 1 and 2,000, but I honestly have no idea where. And that's a huge difference. Yeah, it's a huge range. So I guess my guesstimation at thousands is accurate then. Thousands of in-game days. Years. The character's years. He's a veteran. Okay. So you need 2 Shatterhorn fragments to make all of the Shatterhorn weapons and tools besides a dagger, which only requires 1. So what's next on my list, because you can make all sorts of different combinations, and these ones honestly aren't good ones, but the next one I'm doing is Shatterhorn plus Frostpine. So let's get that going. Make that. So now we have the Shatterhorn Frostpine crossbow. Where did that go? Oh. It matches my bones. And then we're going to immediately take 3 of these, and we're going to rift it. I don't care about how long it lasts. I just want to get it legendary for the collection. So we can actually get this one leveled up right now, actually, because I forgot it's a crossbow. We can actually excel it. So it's harder to do with weapons because you actually have to hit stuff, but with a crossbow, when you rift it, you can just shoot your arrows at the ground and then pick them back up. And every shot counts as a charge towards becoming legendary. So I guess I'll show you guys this process real quick. And then this one will already be ready to put on the wall. But the other ones I have to like fight enemies with. So you can see the bar on the bottom right slowly moving up. That means it's charging. Which I'm trying to speed. You know, if you're trying to get a legendary just to get it quickly, this is the way to do it. But honestly, it's not very efficient because what you could do is use the weapon like it's supposed to be used. And it's like having multiple weapons and repairing it, basically. Or the same weapon and you're repairing it. This should only take like 5 minutes, don't worry. But you'll get to see the transfer. If you've never seen a legendary transformation, you'll get to see it. And then after this, we will go look for a spot for the village, and then we'll call it a night there, and then tomorrow, we're going to get building. Today's stream title was a lie. I usually have a plan, but I don't always stick to it. So you don't even waste ammo. You just pick it all back up. But since this is just purely for a collection for aesthetic purposes, I'm just trying to get it leveled up. Neptune, that's a good question. I feel like it would be just that player. Zep, do you know that? Like, we could just get a burner account in here, have them get eliminated, and see how many days it says they survived, whether it's the world days. I feel like it's got to be that player. Like, it's got to be specific to the player. See, we're already halfway there. It's only been like 3 minutes. Yeah, that's what I thought two's up. Hold on, I'm afraid of the dark. They're little dialogue boxes. It's like, it's fun and all, but it was something I don't think we needed in lieu of other updates we could have got. But yeah, one day I wish they would add like a trophy or like some sort of sculpture that's like a big old digital Lego clock. Thing that would just be like, you know, the size of a wall piece or something, and it would just be like a running time total of how much time you've been in the world. Thank you for all the gifts on TikTok, by the way. Cringe, Brute, Michaela. Thank you, thank you. We think pets are coming? People finding bowl and bone? What do you mean by bowl and bone? Where? Don't worry, chat. We're almost there. That just popped up in their build? Like they had already built that structure? Or was that like a P? What? Where did they? Whoa. It's just there? Let me go search around. Cause like maybe it pops up like in your village somewhere, you know what I mean? Like within village limits. Or like near a bed. Let's go see. See if I can find one. Cause yeah, it's definitely not a build. And that definitely doesn't look like it's Brick Life, obviously. It's like right by a bed too, in a structure. That is definitely not a build. I guess it could like maybe potentially pop up anywhere. That's wild. Interesting. Any second. If you blinked, you missed it. That is one legendary Shatterhorn and Frostpine crossbow. Time to go add it to the collection. So where I'm at now is my storage base. Well, I guess there's a 16th. I forgot to count this village. This village that I'm going to now is a like trophy museum display base. Instead of being for storage, it's more about display. So it's not about like keeping stuff there. It's just showing off essentially one of every item, which I still haven't finished since the wall mount update. So I'll have to get that finished up at some point. But this whole thing is literally just for display. Every weapon type, well, I'm working on it because obviously I don't have all the Shatterhorn ones, but all the other ones you can do. Okay, let's turn the graphic settings down here. I only get like 30 frames a second when I have these settings, certain settings turned up. I turn all the reflections and stuff, and I get like more like 50. Wait, did I turn view distance down? Oh yeah, I did. Don't want that one. But yeah. So this is every this is every Sapphire legendary, every Emerald legendary. Working on every Shatterhorn legendary. This one goes here. So we're working on it. All the variants for Shatterhorn. Those are all my weapons I've collected. I think we counted the other day. What was it, like 30 or 40 Storm King takedowns I have? These are all the Amber legendaries. These are all of the Ruby legendaries. I say I did all the materials. I still have to do fabrics and like animal parts and some stuff. But down here I do have all the charms. Didn't I leave this one? Oh, I got to put a return totem there. Which I have on me. Oh no, I put that... No, I think... I just left that open, didn't I? I think I was just going to leave that one open because I think... No, that was for the reflection charm. That's what it was. This is all the Sapphire Epics, or purple rarity. Emerald Epics. This is where Shatterhorn... So, like, technically, like, this would go here. Like, this is the rare version, or epic version of the Shatterhorn, but I have to collect the legendary version first, so this needs to be made into legendary, and then once that whole collection's finished, then I can go back and do the regular ones, essentially. So that one will be blank for a while. But this is all the Amber Epics and all of the Ruby Epics. Then each of these rows are gray, green, and blue variants. All the gray pickaxes, all the green pickaxes, and all the blue pickaxes. Or rare. All of the forest axes and all the rarities and variants. All of the dagger variants and rarities. All of the sword variants and rarities from gray to blue. Machetes from gray to blue. Spears from gray to blue. Crossbows from gray to blue. Over here, I still have to update this a little bit to add the materials. We have the Star Wars stuff. We have all 5 of the expert trophies, along with the, obviously got to throw in the level 10 village post right there. And then over here is kind of the miscellaneous equipment. So that is all of the different shovels, all of the different muskets, all the different flintlocks, all the different shields, dynamite, the stink jar, grappler, spyglass, wrench, slurp gun, or whatever it's called. Now, technically, unfortunately, I do not have the basic compass. I never built it in this world before it went away. So I only have the survival compass, and then there is the illuminator, the 2 gliders, cannonball, the arrow. I just built the benches just for extra. And then in here, every single legendary fish in the game, along with all of the fishing rods and the bait buckets on display, along with the processors just for extra pizzazz. That's all. What are there? 19 in the game now? I can't remember what the count is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I was right. 19 legendary fish, and then there's all the charms. I think we went over that. I still have to add more materials to that wall too. And then over here, well, welcome to the sequel, friend. We got over here the food stuff. There's a blank spot there, and technically I can add more stuff, and I need to rearrange the fish stuff because it got changed with the wall mount update. But this is all the food stuff in here. On display. So this is basically working on every one of every item.
Thank you for your patronage.
The seeds are on display out here, and then also I just for redundancy, I planted one of each kind of plant in the 3 different types of plots that you can do. Is anyone server glitching? Mine's always glitching. Yo, Broken Poet, thank you for this 3 months in a row over on the Twitch. I feel like, have you changed your name? This is 3 months. Oh, no, you did 3 months in advance. Dude, even better. I was like, I thought that was, I always just put those words together when I read over them. That was 3 months in advance. I thought that was the 3-month streak. No. Tier 1 sub for 3 months in advance. So, dude, thank you even more. I was about to say, it doesn't seem like a super familiar name that I've seen sub before. That would make sense. So thank you. Thank you for the 3 months in advance, friend. I appreciate it. Biggest virtual collection in LEGO Fortnite. I'm sure in like Minecraft and other games, there's like probably like thousands and thousands of different individual items that can be collected. This is probably shadowed by I mean, it'll always grow. It'll get bigger, but. All right, let's get back to the base, because do I have, yes, let's replace that piece. So I do have a tutorial if you want to put this electricity effect around your expert trophies. Now you do have to have the former Halloween Battle Pass to get these Frankie's machines, I think they're called. Sculptures, or no, they're electronics, I think. I can't remember now. It is this one. You need Frankie's machine, which is only from the Halloween Battle Pass. Hopefully it'll come back to the item shop one day, but basically you are doing the upside down building technique underneath where the trophy is. And I don't know if you can tell, but that electricity effect, it would normally be showing up on the top of this build. However, there's like a visual glitch, which works in our favor here. When you flip it, even though you're flipping the actual item, the effect of the item still stays as if it wasn't flipped. So if you position it correctly, you can get that electricity effect to go right over the shoulders and head of the expert trophies, and it looks fantastic. I did not come up with this. This is, I can't remember what Reddit user at this point came up with this. However, I do have a tutorial for it on my page. But now it's time to cover up the magic. Where is it? That one. Walls. Half walls. Boop. All right, let's go look for a location for this village we're going to start tomorrow. And then I'm going to call it a night. Get on the YouTube video. Your builds are amazing. Yo, thank you. What else is there even to do at this point? Continue to build creatively. So I like just like any form of like art or creation or creativity, whatever you want to call it. If you're into sculpting, into painting, into building with Lego bricks, it's all like, in a sense, a form of expression and art. And just like any other person who likes to do any of those other things, I like to do it more than once. I like to, I like to compare it to like someone who sketches or draws or paints. After they finish one painting, well, they obviously are into it because they enjoy it. That's not going to be the last one they do. Same thing with this game, where I enjoy building not only like useful things, like this village is a storage village, but other things like just literally villages that aren't meant to do anything. They're just meant to look cool and be, just a creative build. So when I'm finished with one, it's really just onto the other. And then there's obviously, in-game stuff to do and progress towards that I do when new stuff comes out. But otherwise, it's this game at the end of the day, kind of like Animal Crossing, where it's like, what do you do in Animal Crossing when you pay off your house to Tom Nook? Did you beat the game? Yeah, but that's kind of like the beginning of you being able to fully customize your island and buy whatever furniture you want for your houses and collect all the rare villagers and blah, 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 all the different like niche things that are like in between the lines of a game like that. And this game, to a certain extent, is the same, where, there's objectives and stuff to do, like the Storm King, and level up your villages. But at the end of the day, if you're a creative person who just likes to build stuff, I mean, the sky's the limit. Why is this flying so funky? So here's an example. I flew here on purpose, although it's causing me to lag a little bit. What computer do I have? It is a custom-built PC. I've got a RTX 4070 Ti Super. I don't know what the processor is exactly, but it's whatever would be equivalent to my GPU without bottlenecking it, or bottlenecking the CPU. It's a good one. So, for example, like this, let me turn my graphics settings back up. So, for example, this is just one of like 15 villages that I've built. Like, there's no point to this village. The only point to this village... I've got villagers here doing some jobs. But beyond that, I didn't furnish this one. Not all my villages have interior decorations. But this is just to... I wanted to build a cool Durburger castle, man. That's what I felt like doing. So I did it. And then after I was finished with that, that was just one of many spontaneous ideas that I come up with that I feel driven towards doing, you know? Yo, Broken, I appreciate you the switch over though. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, lagging like crazy. Just want to set that higher. That's a storage base, so that one wasn't meant. That's not my best artistic work. I'm sure it still looks cool to some people, but that was a former storage village. That was a creative, just for fun village. But this one here, don't look at that. That's just for viewing it better because I'm in expert mode, so I can't fly or anything to get a better look. So this, let me get the lights aren't all rendering in for some reason. There we go. This is my Shogun Castle village. And again, this village has villagers here that are doing jobs. But otherwise, did I need to make it this fancy just to have 7 villagers doing jobs? No. But do I like building interesting, creative, unique things in this game? Yes. So this is just another one of my 15 villages that I spent probably 20, 30 hours building. Now this one does have, not total, like I just have like kind of villagers and workstations hanging out in here. It's not exactly detailed. However, if we go over here, I did decorate in here. So like just a little restaurant here. My biggest village was there earlier and I crashed. But this is another example, and I've got 12 plus more examples I could show you of just villages I've spent 20 or 30 hours on, and then I'm on to the next one. But let's go back where... Oh yeah, I landed my vehicle way over there. I remember now. What's your best LEGO Star Wars set? Probably my AT-AT, the UCS. Kaz died twice to Raven. Like, died forever died? Just built the angle jump pad you posted, clutch. Heck yeah, I haven't implemented them over here in this part of the world, but I don't visit here too often anymore. This thing is like flying like garbage. Or was it just the lag? You know what? No, I don't want to take this one. I don't even want this one. We're going to take that vehicle that I was using earlier. It's with the the swivel plates. It's so much easier to control. It was this one. I did send you a clip on your TikTok. Oh, I'll have to try to check it out if I get a chance. I don't always look at my TikTok DMs, I'm not gonna lie. TikTok DMs are the most unorganized, useless DMs. You can't link anything. You can share videos, but you can't like do an external link, send like, and you get like literally it's just text. Let's fly this around instead. Hey, a bear. I need you. We're just gonna fight it with a Shatterhorn machete. No, that's not machete. That looks really good. I think I was already planning on building over there at one point. I think, let's go check that out. Because I think I was planning on building, I don't know, that was good for a river village, but it should be good for a beach village, but no, let's go, ooh, over there. Yeah, let's go check those areas. Those look better, because I want to make a beach village, but this area would be good too. Because they're all mostly the same. It's a lot of repeating shoreline patterns. I see you, Winnie. I'm going to call it live here soon. I see you. I'm going to call it an early night, babe. I see you. Yes, I do have a tutorial on how to build this car. It's actually one of my most recent videos on TikTok, but it would make my day if you went over to my YouTube channel, which is the same exact username, and I have it posted as a YouTube short over there. Same video, but if you want to help me out a little bit more, show your support over on YouTube, it'd make my day. But you don't have to. It's over on the TikTok as well. I understand the convenience of staying on the same app you're already on. See, I think this would be good. Like, it's not too big, because I don't want to, like, oops. I don't want to have, like, gigantic shoes to fill. But honestly, this would be cool, too. That's like a whole circle. Let's go check that area. Let's go check. Let's go check. Let's go see what that looks like. There's like a whole harbor there. You see that? It's basically like there's like a harbor. There's like a little there, but maybe this is the village I collab with Haskins on. I'm like, come build me some boats. See, that's a really, like, I don't want to, like, have to fill that beach and then feel obligated to fill those other beaches. But at the same time, you guys know me. I go pretty crazy on my builds. I like this. Honestly, there's that green patch in the center that I could build, like, the main, like, place. But then it would be more of a spread out build. I don't know. What do you guys like, this location or the other location better? This one was nice. Like a peninsula sandbar. See, like, literally, you can see it here and here. This circle, copy pasta. These are literally the same map formations right here and right here. You can also see it happen again over here. And even it probably happens as it curves around the map the whole time. So there's not like that many unique beach locations, which is kind of the disappointment of this game. You have all this shoreline, yet you really only have 3 different variations of a shoreline, and then it's all copy pasta. Like, if you go around, like, if you go from where I'm at on the map, and you go from here to here on the shore, you've probably seen every variation of the shore. Where I wish there was a bit more variation in the procedural generation, where it's like, it would give you a reason to be like, oh, let me skim my whole shoreline and actually go through like hundreds of variations, or like even dozens. Because there's like got to be less than 6, like, shore end shape variations. You can see the repetition, like, in certain areas over and over and over and over and over again. Oh! So I think I like this area better. Bugatti, I would imagine our next update is going to be early May. Do you want to know why I think that? Because May is when last year they did the Star Wars update. And when Fortnite usually does a Star Wars update in general. So I imagine this year, same thing is probably going to go down. Could be wrong, but that's my educated guess. I do like that location. It is good. But let me go get another look at this one. This one's like completely surrounded by water, you know? It's like a nice sandbar. What do you guys think? This location, it's smaller. Or the other I think that one looks better. I can make the final decision tomorrow, but I think we'll plant our stake here for now, and then I can make the final decision tomorrow when I log on and start. Like, I like this spot. It's got a lot of trees. It's surrounded by water. But I kind of like that other spot a little bit better. If this is A and the other one's B, what do you guys think? A or B? But we're gonna log out here, and I'm gonna get cracking on the YouTube video that I'm gonna try to have posted tomorrow. There's a chance it maybe another day, but I'm gonna grind my butt off tonight and then tomorrow morning to work on it. B looks better. Yeah, I'm not worried. You guys know me. I'm not worried about flatness. Actually, most times when you build a village, when you build around rough terrain, it ends up looking better because it's like more natural. Well, I think maybe we'll put it to a vote tomorrow. Let chat decide. But thank you guys so much for hanging out, as always. If you guys are on TikTok, watching me right now, I stream also on Twitch and YouTube at the very same time. Same exact username. Super easy to find me. It's also linked in my bio. And if you guys enjoy the streams in general, whether you go find me on YouTube or not, code Epic Bricks in the item shop is highly appreciated. If you're not already supporting a Fortnite creator in the item shop, keep me in mind. Oh, and also I've been posting on Instagram again, if you want to go follow me. If you're an Instagram user, I've been posting my short form content over to Instagram Reels after not posting on Instagram pretty much at all for LEGO Fortnite content. But other than that, I stream most days between the hours of 4 and 8 p.m. if you want to find me again. So 4 to 8 p.m., that is Pacific time. That is 5 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6 to 10 Central Time, and 7 to 11 Eastern Time if you're on the East Coast. But yeah, I stream pretty much every day. I don't take too many days off. It's pretty much, and my days off aren't really scheduled. I might go like 6, 7, 8 days, then take a day off, then go like another 9 days, and then take a day off. It's kind of intermittent. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you, Dub. Thank you, Neptune. Thank you, everybody. We're going to raid over to Not Your Average Mom tonight. Tell her I said hi. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to get the Blast Core video working. It's already in the works, so I got to get more of it edited and stuff. But I'll have the Blast Core chamber video posted tomorrow. Obviously, a lot of you guys who have been here in the live already know what I'm talking about and saw from the live how to do it, where to find it. But I'm going to get a video posted because obviously that reaches a much broader audience. But let's get the raid going. And that's all I got for you guys tonight. What if you don't want chests in that car thing? Then I suppose I can make designs that don't have chests. I do have it's an older video, but it's like a super simple flying machine tutorial that doesn't have any chests or anything, and it's super simple. But maybe I could work on that too, is just make some simpler vehicles that don't have any storage just for exploring. But I'm out of here, guys. We're going to raid over to Mom over on the Twitch. See you later, Twitch. And then for everybody else on the TikTok, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Come check me out on Twitch and YouTube. Same username. Have a great afternoon, /evening. I'm out of here, guys.